Okay, so
Are you
bringing it back to
gaslighting me?
Boruto. To's setup is good writing. Or just what
Uh,
makes setup good in general.
what makes it sound good?
Yeah.
Uh, I guess if all the cards are pretty much, well, not really, not all the cards if they're like stacked upright, as in like, you know, saying like hints or foreshadow. I can't really say what makes a really good setup, to be honest with you.
Okay. I think I get what you're trying to say though. You're basically saying that everybody wants their cake and to eat it too.
Mm,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree that makes sense considering we live in a microwave society. Um, but I would definitely say that setup doesn't have to lead to an immediate payoff. But would you agree with that?
uh, I would say it depends.
Okay. Okay.
It kind of depends on whether you're working with like a microwave society or more of a microwave oven.
Immortal, what type of
Say
society do you think setup would do best in?
what type of society it would do best in.
Yeah. Just hypothetically.
Hmm. That almost sounds. Hmm. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you remember back in like the 80s or 90s ever, books were longer, stories were longer, etc., etc. Because of like social media or whatever, you could argue.
A society that just wants its cake and eat it like before it's even done, or
Well,
like after it's done.
in particular, the microwave part, like what do you think led to it?
I would say maybe just putting all the ingredients together, like frosting, like adding some frosting and that sort of thing.
Well, typically you would that's not an ingredient that you would add to cake at all. That goes on after the cake is baked. But
Yeah,
I think I get the idea of what you're saying. So okay, okay. So I would agree. It would have to do with adding all of the cake ingredients together. But then obviously you wouldn't bake a cake in a microwave. So like, how do you think we got to that as a society?
oh, hmm. We rushed it.
Okay. Um. Hmm. That's interesting. So,
Hmm.
do you think it's like too late, or do you think there's a way back? Do you think there's some way that we could like, because as you know, in cooking, you can bake something, but you can't unbake a cake. It just chemistry just doesn't work
Yeah,
that way. Do you think there's any
yeah.
way to like revert society to where it can unmicrowave itself?
I'm. I mean, I would I would say yes, but I don't think. But I think it would depend on. Well, I don't know if I would say damage would be irreversible at that given point because it depends on how far you've already gotten.
Well, okay. I mean, how far do you think we are in terms of the microwave society?
Uh, I would say halfway there.
Okay, a half-baked society. Okay, okay. I mean, I would agree. Considering setup can still sometimes work, it just most of the time doesn't because of the falling attention spans. But it's not like the attention spans are
Yeah.
at zero right now. So, I mean, I think a half-baked society sort of makes sense, anyways.
Mhm.
Yeah. Kamui, did you have any
Yep.
topics?